Hi, so I've noticed that there is a lot of issues with the NOVABEAST. Out of all of the avatars that I've worked with, all of the bases that I've worked with, I've come to, for me at least, the NOVABEAST has been the by far the easiest avatar to work with. So when going in to start a new project, you always will click New Project, and then you're going to want to click Unity 2022 Avatar Project, which is the current update for the VRC SDK, and the avatars will need to be uploaded in 2022. Otherwise, it will not allow you to upload the avatar. Then you want to name it and you want to choose a place where you can find the files because sometimes the, sometimes the creator companion will like lose the files, so you have to go into and find it. So you want to put it in a place that you know you can find it, which I have everything in everything important, and then avatars on at least on my thing. Uh, just so that it's titled something that stuck out to me because I have ADHD and I'm gonna forget about it if I name it something random, and I have a weird bad habit of doing that. So I'm gonna do this, name this something, test Nova, just as a like a placeholder name. So now we're gonna click create project. It's gonna go through and add all of the stuff to it that I have included into it. And what I'm going to do is, since I started, I'm just going to let it do its thing. And then I'm going to see, I have all of these. You want your AV3 emulator. Um, you want your gesture manager. You want Avatar 3.0 manager. And basically, I'm going to click through these. They're going to slowly load in to the project. And so gesture manager, then AV3 manager. This tool has updated. I no longer know how to use it. It used to be such a convenient tool, but now that I don't know how to use it, I kind of just like have kicked it to the side. And it's not really necessary, being that changing around textures and removing fizz bones is really, really, really easy once you know how to do them, but knowing how to do them is a little bit of work. And so I don't need the AVR or the World Toolkit. I don't plan on putting audio link on it. VRC Fury, uh, there's a website you can get it from that you can actually connect it to the VCC, which will, when you add it, it will add all the files that would normally be on it to the project itself. I'm gonna add Poi toon shaders because the avatar naturally will have the toon shaders. Um, and then I have a camera system, which is the system that like there is a thing a plugin you can buy where you could set up different points for recording scenes inside VRChat, and basically I had found on um, I forgot what it is. The GitHub, I think it is the one where you get all the plugins from. I found the camera system and it's free, and it's an open source. It's an open source licensing, and so basically the people have taken this and taken and edited it in some way and changed some things in it, and they have repackaged and sold it and have it sold. Um, but with this one, you have no support. There's nothing there that will teach you how to use it or anything like that. So it's one of those things, you have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you may as well buy the one that you can actually purchase. Um, and you want this big like that because I have other things below here. And there's no scroll bar for some reason when you have it on a smaller screen. Like I can have it like this. So if your thing is like this, oh wait, you can scroll it. Why is that was weird. Okay. Well, I was wrong. Apparently it does have a scroll thing. And now that I have all of the things I want in it, all of the little tools that I'm going to need for it that I personally use, I'm going to click open project. It's going to take its time and go through making sure everything is compiled in the right way when it opens it. And having all these plugins put in first is important because it can, some toggles and animations will break if you add things after you add the avatar. So you always want to add your avatar base last before you add or after you've added all of your stuff you want to put on it, the clothes, everything like that. Because there is a potential that it could break your animations. And if you don't want to have to go through and rebuild your animations, potentially rebuild your animation controller, sometimes it's better just to plug everything in and then your avatar. Everything you want in first into the project, then the avatar. Otherwise, you're just going to have to sit there and redo it all and take everything out you just put in and then put it back in. Um, and so now we're just waiting for Unity to do its thing. This always pops up, and I always click ignore. I've never had an issue where the compilation errors like this have caused such an issue that I wasn't able to upload the avatar. Um, sometimes, sometimes because of compilation errors, I have to save it and then reopen it, close it and reopen it. But most of the time it works just fine. There's it's absolutely not necessary to enter safe mode, which also prevents you from being able to do certain things with Unity. So it's better just to ignore it and just let it open naturally. Which my computer's being a little slow, so I just gotta have a little bit of time for it to open. I've been why is it having me do this again? All right, we're gonna go ignore again. There it goes. Should open now. Okay, so it is at 23%, and it's working. It's working. It's working its magic. I with the tools that I put in, it always takes a little while because it's a little bit extra than like the what will normally come with your creative companion. Um, if you would like me to make a video of where to get these things, I will. You just comment that you want the locations of it, and it's super easy, and I'll just make a really short video that has just a bunch of links in the thing. Like you won't even have to watch the video because it's just gonna have a bunch of links. Um, and if you want me to explain how to install them, I can extend the video, but mostly I was seeing if you wanted me to show you where to get them. Um, and mostly it'll just be link based. And then now that I have this, I put my NovaBeast on my desktop because I don't want to have to search through my files or try to figure out where it's at. So I click here, and because I've installed it here, I don't want to have to scroll through and try to guess where it's at because I have very obviously a bunch of stuff on my desktop that's not relevant to the project. So I'm just going to go over here, Nova Beast. Here we go. Now we're going to open this, double click it. It should, if you have multiple Unity projects open in multiple avatars, it will choose the most recently opened one and try to put it in there. So if you want the Unity package to be opened without having to manually import it, you have to have only the project you are using. This will save you a little bit of time when you do it this way instead of having to click file, import, um, and for specifically Unity projects. However, assets you have to drag into your project, and I'll give an example of that. So what you're going to want to do is you have all of these little files. You're going to click this one because this one is already prepped ready to be uploaded. This is the original project. So now it is angry with me because it needs Polytune shaders. Where are you? Wait, are you a different Polytune? I think that's a different Polytune. Uh, I believe I'm using the wrong Polytune. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to have to download a different Polytune, because I believe that's Poyomi 8 that I have. and the Ployomi only allows you to download a package that's anywhere between 8 and 9, and I don't know why it's like that. So I'm just going to try to switch this to Ployomi Tune and see if that works. There we go. So we got that. Ployomi Tune. Ployomi Tune. Nope, not that one. I clicked the wrong Ployomi, so it's now trying to look. Well, that looks cool, actually. Tune, grab pass. I'm going to switch that one back to what it's supposed to be, which is Ployomi Tune. And then I'm going to switch all of these to Ployomi Tune. This is Ployomi Tune is uh, Ployom, Ployomi Tune is only a PC compatible um, shader. So basically, this as it is only capable of being uploaded in uh, onto PC. And so now I'm going to click and hold my right mouse, which allows me to scroll around and look around. And then with the WASD keys, with holding the right mouse click, I can move around and I can choose where I want to go. And this isn't zooming in and out. This is just simply panning the camera. The center mouse wheel will zoom in and zoom out. So if you want to get real close to them, you can do this. But I much prefer not using the wheel because when you scroll in so far, you won't be able to use this navigation system with the right mouse click. And I'll give you an example of that. So I'm going to zoom in all the way until I can't anymore. And then go back. Or it shouldn't allow me to. Wait, I was wrong again. I don't know why it's like that. So I was wrong again. I don't know everything. And with the eye thing, you have to mess around with the tilling. So I'll show you how to do that as soon as I turn all of these into Ployomi Tune. So this is Ployomi Tune. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click this down arrow. And I personally don't know how to do the tilling on Ployomi. So for me personally, it's because I don't know how to do that. I switched it to vrchat mobile standard light. And then you can mess around with your tilling and your offset, which the tilling is responsible for the size of it, which we're going to go 1 here. And basically what I'm doing with this is I'm trying to move it around because I'm trying to figure out where it's at, where the eyes are at. What we're going to do is going to go like this. No. Why am I not able to see them? Oh, I zoomed. Oh, so that's there. There we go. Now I've zoomed in all the way, and now I can look around, but I can't. Wait, no, God damn it. I'm gonna have to edit that out. But basically, what you want to work with is you want to work with your avatar's shaders, and you want to try to organize them to where they will fit the eyes or make the avatar appear as if it's actually got eyes instead of black pits of death. Like, look at them soulless pits. You're not cute, you're evil. Uh, but so now, like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my NOVABEAST. I'm going to, um, so basically this video is gonna solely be on just simply uploading the NOVABEAST. So this is the blush eyes. Why are you like this? Oh, That's why, because I was messing with the wrong thing. Flush, Flush, visor, visor. I'm trying to change this. The vrchat mobile standard light. I'm a little tired, so a little behind mentally here. Standard light. That's for that. Okay. I think it's lenses. Lenses, lenses. There it is. Why are you like this? Standard light. Okay, so I'm gonna do. Why are you black? Why are you without color? See that we're making it a little smaller. Now we need to go like this. About even. Maybe. And you kind of adjust the numbers to where they need to be. So your tilling is responsible for the size and shape of your how your texture is applied to the material. So according to this material, it looks like it's got a million eyes because it does. So there's a million copies all over this the thing, not a literal million, but so now I'm going to move this. I believe in the negative way. Negative goes up and then positive goes down, I believe. Right, control. I'm doing the wrong setting. So that is adjusting the normal map, which I'm going to take this. We're going to put this 6.63, and then we're going to put this one matching that. So the normal maps and the albedo will match the same in order to make to where the textures are lined up properly with each other. 14.3. And now that they're lined up properly with each other, I can try to take this. There we go. It's a little too big on the up and down, like top and down. But I think I like the way that looks. That's my personal preference. You can make it however you want based on personal preference. I personally like the way that looks. So I'm going to keep that like that. And then this can go down to 0. Nope, that's can go down to negative 0.23. minus 0.23. And then this can go minus 0.23. And then now the color looks correct. The eyes are nice. So I think they're a little offset of each other. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2, 9. Wait, wrong one. 2, 9, 2, 8. I think that looks good. 2, 8. It doesn't look perfect, but it's good enough for me personally. You can keep adjusting it even smaller to where it's absolutely just the way you want it to be. Um, this is a PC compatible material. I'm going to change this one again to Koyomi 2 and move Koyomi 2. Move back in here like this. And so this is now a PC avatar. Voila. And now I can take this and upload it. But the important part about uploading it is you have to remember if you have toggles. There's an important part that you have to remember if you have toggles. So I'm going to do the thing that I told you not to do, which is I'm going to import GoGoLoco, and I'm going to put GoGoLoco on this avatar. Typically, you do want to put all of the stuff before you put your avatar in, because you can break the animations, but not everything will do that. But if you don't want to risk like it breaking and have to do it, it's smarter to do it that way. I'm just simply gonna do it this way just to show you simply putting on stuff onto the avatar. So we're gonna go, and it's not in here. So this is why I like having everything in one spot, because I have a tendency to forget where I put things. So we're gonna go here. Oh, not ho ho. No, go. There's two different GoGo versions. There's 1.83 and 1.73. The 1.83 is the more unwholesome version. I prefer the 1.73 because why do you need all the extra? Uh, when 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 if your intention is just to like hang out with people, then this 1.73 works just fine. Um, that is also a GitHub. Everything usually is on GitHub for as far as like plugins like that. Wait, no, that I was wrong about that. GoGo is free on Gumroad. Um, so I did give you wrong information, and I'm sorry about that. So in here we have all sorts of fancy stiffs. So what we have is you have your animations, your Go menus, Go controllers, Go base. You have action controller, base, gesture, sitting. You also have you have a WD, which is right defaults, which is what we're focusing on right here. What I need to do is I need to go tools, or I need to go to vrchat SDK, and I believe it is splash screen. Nope, not that one. It is show control panel. Show control panel, and then we can move this. If you grab specifically on this little gray bar right here, so where it says vrchat SDK, you can drag it around and you can place it where you want. If you want it here, you can have it here. If you want it here, you can have it here. I much prefer having it here because this is usually a bigger panel because you need the space for the inspector, and this usually isn't enough space to do anything with. And then we are going to click our NOVABEAST, which will bring up all of the gizmos if your gizmo uh, visibility is on. You need this on to adjust the eye height, which is where you look out of your viewpoint, where your viewpoint is. So what we're going to do is we're going to find where the viewpoint is, and I'm just going to move it just to show you where the viewpoint is. Um, Viewpoint is, we're going to go 1.7, and then we're going to go, and we're going to put this about a foot in front of him, or 3 feet in front of him. So that little white ball right here, this little white ball is the point where you're going to be looking. So what you want to do is we're going to put this down to point 2, which makes it right there, which being that you're wearing your headset, you want it a little bit further in the face where you imagine your headset, like the end of your headset would be, because that's where you're looking is your end of your headset is where the viewpoint is. So you want it at a point where which appears at the end of your head or your viewpoint. So I'm going to try to make this just a tiny bit higher. Uh, so we're going to go like this. No, 5, 9. There we go. So it's just under 1 point. It's such a small amount, it doesn't really matter if it's the 0.9 or 0.1. But for me, preferably, I'm trying to hit right in between the eyes. So my eye look level is going to be equivalent to the avatar's eye look level, which will make it to where your avatar's body will act in a natural way rather than being all stretched and deformed. But I'm going to take off these gizmos because I no longer need to see it to be able to adjust that. And so that's gone, and you could see the avatar. This makes it to where you can see the avatar without all the fizz bones and everything being in the way. And it doesn't have a blueprint ID. Most of the time, it will have a blueprint ID, and you will have to detach that in order to upload it to your account. Otherwise, it'll give you an error saying that you can't upload it. Um, what we're going to do is we're going to make both a PC and Quest compatible one. This one's PC, so we're going to have to make a Quest compatible one. But before I even touch the Quest compatible one, I want to get everything that I want on the avatar on the PC one so I don't have to do it twice. Your animation controllers and FX controllers will be the same for both of them. What I personally do is I will make my own. I don't want to mess with the original tools. So what we're going to do, I don't like messing with the original FX controller because there's a potential to mess it up. Whereas if I make my own, uh, we're going to enable. So that's AV3 Manager, Tools, Gesture Manager, VR Labs. So you want to go VR Labs, Avatars 3.0 Manager, or AV3 Manager. And this is how you mess with your FX controller without actually having to go into the FX layer and make new stuff, or make new layers and new things for your avatar. And you're going to need those when you make custom animations. But for now, since it's an established animation controller and there's established things, I don't have to make anything. So what I need to do is I need to add an animator to merge. And then I'm going to find the FX controller. And there's two different ones. We're going to go FX and GoGoLoco FX. So you have this one and you have this one. It's really, really important that you click the WD one, which the WD stands for Right Defaults On, which there's two different settings. I don't know what it means. So all of this is going to be, say these little errors, you're going to ignore them. You're going to ignore all of these little errors. And then you're going to merge this onto the current one, which we're not going to use the NOVABEAST FX. So we're going to click None, and we're going to create our own. So normally you would just merge it onto a separate one. I'm going to close that. But what we're going to do is we're going to click the NOVABEAST. We're going to go over here. And I'm going to go right click, create, go to vrchat, which is always at the top. It will always be here at the top. And then Poyomi is also right there too. But we're going to try to get my mouse to cooperate with me. And then, so we're going to need avatars, an expression parameter. We're going to call this whatever you want. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to call it New Nova. So that for me mentally, I'm going to know what it means because um, I because I have a hard time remembering. So I accidentally made it into the Go controllers thing. So I dragged it from here and hovered over assets and put it in the assets thing. So now it's over here. but you want to put it in the assets thing or somewhere where you know it's going to be. So I choose the assets thing because if you notice there's not a lot of files here, so I can find this immediately. And then I'm going to create new vrchat avatars. And now I have an expression parameter. Now you need a matching expression menu. The name doesn't matter, but because again, with my memory issues, I'm going to go new Nova, and then we are going to right click, and then we are going to right click, create, and then you have this full list, and then we are going to search for animator controller. So down this list, you will see all of these things, and then you want to look for animator controller, which I had found before, but I wanted to show you a little bit slower going down the list. But here's animator controller. You're going to click this. I think this is the, what? I misclicked. That was a misclick. I accidentally clicked something else that I wasn't supposed to. So we're going to try that again. My mouse is very sensitive, so I accidentally clicked something else. So we're going to click animator controller. So yeah, when I hit the button, it moved me up here and accidentally clicked that one. So I'm going to click this, and then you see the FX controller little logo, which tells you that it's an FX controller. And we're going to go new, Nova FX. And although it is a capital on accident, I'm not going to change that because I don't have to. I just named it that to signify what it means. So here we're going to activate all of these. This one, this one, this one, this one. I don't believe we're going to need the gesture one, so we can just simply close that because the NOVABEAST is going to have its own um, its own gestures. So you don't really need to add any gestures or anything like that, unless of course you uh, have a special gesture controller for that. But otherwise, you're not going to need that. And in each one of these, we're going to take and we're going to put GoGoLoco um, uh, pieces. So like there's GoGoLoco base, Go GoLoco. It's GoLoco base, not GoGoLoco. So we have the base, and then we have base WD. With the NOVABEAST specifically, everything has to be WD. So you have to click WD for that. And then I believe it's the additive is not. The additive is not. The gesture one is. So I was wrong about the gesture. And man, for making avatars for 3 years, I'm messing up here. But we're going to go gesture. And then we're going to do the same thing and do gesture WD. And then same thing with here. We're going to go action, GoLoco action, WD. I don't need to, I've done it so much that I don't need to look at the names of it. It will always be the second one, which will be WD, because it's in alphabetical order. So it will always be the second version option if the avatar is right default on. I am going to go over how to check that after I add these because I don't want to have to go check it and then come back. But normally you would check it, find out what it is, and then go and do this. Because if you do the wrong one, it'll break the original animations that came with the avatar. So we're going to go sitting in the search bar here because I don't want to have to scroll through the entire list of all of the animation controllers. So I'm just going to choose to search for it. And so we also have a T-pose one. Pose. And then it's T-pose WD again, which is, again, always going to be the second one. And then IK pose, I believe that's for full body tracking, but I'm not positive. I don't know what the IK pose is for. But we're going to fill that in because if I want to just make it a if I want people that have full body tracking to have it, as far as I'm aware and my understanding of it, I believe that is full body tracking. So I'm going to add the thing that allows it for full body tracking. As far as I'm aware, I'm not positive though. I could be very, very wrong. And if I am wrong, please correct me. Anything that I have been wrong on, please correct me because I've been making avatars for 3 years, but I can always learn more. And I always like learning new things and learning more about avatar creation because then I can streamline my work and be able to do better and be able to make better creations and be able to work faster. Um, so we're gonna go IK. There is no IK. So again, I was wrong. I've been wrong a lot, but I can admit that I was wrong. So we're gonna click the X on that because it's unnecessary. And we're gonna click over here. And so we have none, and we're gonna click this, and we need to go to, because I started messing around with it, we're gonna click none and then NOVABEAST. And that should reset the FX controller, which I had not switched that out for, yeah, so I forgot to switch this to the new NOVABEAST. So because I forgot that, I had to go back and fix that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add animator to merge, and then you are going to make sure we're going to switch this to new Nova because it's supposed to be new Nova. And this has nothing on it because it's a fresh FX controller. So we're going to go Loco, go FX, or FX, that's GoGoLoco FX, I was wrong. And then we're going to take and find the Beyond WD, which is, I prefer using GoGoLoco Beyond WD, or Beyond, because it's one that I've used for every single one of my avatars, and I understand it, and I know how to install it, and I know how to use it. So this is going to be clicked on here, and we are not going to add a suffix, even though it says it's already being used on another layer. We're just going to ignore that, and we're going to merge this onto current, which will add all of the emotes to it. We're going to do a second one. We're going to add the Nova, the original NOVABEAST one, which, because we're adding it to a new controller, it's not changing the original FX controller, which means if anything breaks on here, I can always just delete this new FX controller that I made and create a new one, and all of my animations are left back to the original state that they were. And so I'm going to merge this onto current, and so then we're going to go to parameters, which is always the second one that you want to go to, and we're going to add go beyond parameters, and then we're going to go copy parameters, and then we're going to see if the NOVABEAST also has a animator um, or a parameter menu, which I don't think it does. Menus and parameters, there it is. So we're going to go, we copied all of our GoGoLoco, so we're going to go Nova parameters, which will copy parameters. And so these are all of the parameters for the animations in the control and customize. And this Nova menu will have all of the things for both customize and control, because these are both submenus and they have individual controls on them. They both have controls. And so I need to add, I believe I added the Nova parameters. Yeah, I did. So I added Nova parameters, and everything here is in WD because of my experience. I know that it is. So we're going to go down to WD. And it says some have no motions. This can be an issue with using WD off. Unified WD state and empty motion clip will fill those slates. So some of the animation, it's basically telling me that some of the animations are broken. And so when the animations are broken, you have to go you have to go into the FX controller through the animator thing, which I will make another video on going into the animation controller, but that's a lot for right now. and we're just gonna set WD on, because if you look, it says WD on, and those are um, all of the things that come with the avatar are all WD on, and everything has to be matching either WD on or WD off. And so you scroll all the way to the top, and there's this little tick mark that says force all WD, and you want to just keep it like that. You'll just simply click set WD on, and it will make everything WD, and everything that doesn't have an animation or is missing an animation, it'll fill it with a nothing animation, so that those things will do nothing. So the ones that don't, when you do that, you will find that some of the animations may not work, so you may need to go into the FX controller, and add those animations to it, or change around the animations of the existing toggles in the FX controller. So you'll have to just basically um, take an animation that exists and put it in the slot that it's supposed to be, which I will go over that at the time at the time when I make that video. But right now we got all this is all fantastic, and um, there's a thing that's interesting about um, we are going to pause the recording so I can log in. Okay, so now that I have got it prepped and ready for upload, on at least on PC side. Again, I'm going to make a video for doing a PC and Quest, and it'll be continuing with this avatar that I have made for this example. And I'm just going to name it Nova RAR because funny. And then I'm going to describe it as an example. You can do whatever you want. Typically, at least when I'm doing commissions, I'll put a legal agreement to where if anyone rips it, then they essentially agree to pay me money. And anybody that is found with that avatar also will owe me money, um, because of the way that I write my agreements in my thing. The descriptions in the avatars I create are always legal agreements to protect the people that invest in a commission with me, and to protect the artwork itself, so the assets aren't ripped and stolen that are part of that thing. I can't guarantee that nobody's going to steal it, but I'm not. I can't guarantee that nobody's going to steal it. But I can limit it by having a legal agreement in deterrence of it, which is enforceable. It is enforceable under the law because it itself is a legal agreement. And having it stated so blatantly obvious makes it to where you can't get around it. You can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." Well, you obviously didn't read the terms and services of the terms that are in the description of the avatar, um, and that's your own fault. You that does not ignorance of the agreement does not uh, does not exclude you from it, being that all you have to do is look at the description of it, and it's very easy. Most people, from my understanding, I go and look at avatar descriptions every time because I'm curious about like the creation of the avatar, and I'm curious about the creator. So I always read descriptions, and then you can click capture, and then it'll take a picture. You can fill the background. You can use your own picture and upload it and create your own thumbnail. But I'm just going to capture that like that. You can select a new thumbnail, which will open your files, and you can just choose whatever. So because funny, I'm just going to choose. Actually, no, I'm not going to choose because I have actual pictures of myself. So I'm not going to choose a thumbnail. Uh, so use this avatar uses Unity constraints. Consider using vrchat constraints instead. Click autofix to attempt to replace all constraints to refine uh, rebind the avatar animations automatically. I never worry about that. You can click it. It's not going to break anything. I've done it before on accident because I was just rushing through to upload it, and it hasn't broken any animations for me. When uploading, when uploading both a Quest and PC avatar, you have to upload to Android first. I'm gonna upload to Windows, but I am Switching to Android to give you guys an example of errors that might pop up when you're uploading. Windows can basically just take whatever you give it. Quest, on the other hand, doesn't have the capability of handling so much, so sometimes there are errors like this. It's got too many fizzbones, and VRChat does not like that because it's just way too much for the headset to process rather than your PC processing it and your headset processing it. That's why even when you connect with your headset to your computer, if it's a Quest, you can see PC stuff because it's partly using your GPU to process and break down and make it easier for your headset to be able to process it. Um, and that's also explains why it's hard, why casting from it's glitchy because your computer's already processing so much, and then you're going to throw that on top of it. Um, uh, but right now it's switching to the Android, which we're not going to upload to Android. I just wanted to show you what some of the errors that you have to fix, which the only errors you have to fix are these red stop signs, period. Other than that, you don't got to do much of anything. Once goes to Android and finish doing its thing, I'm going to switch it back to Windows, which it should load a little bit faster to Windows because it has already loaded it. But right now it's switching to Android, and now it's trying to be an Android. It's recompiling all the shaders, and now I'm going to go back to Windows, confirm, and then I'm going to click this little button right here, and then I'm going to upload it. Avatars on PC have a limit of 200 megabytes. Avatars on Android have a limit of 40 megabytes, I believe. And one is 40 megabytes and another is 10 megabytes. I forget what specifically the 40 megabyte one is for, but you're only allowed to upload to VRChat 10 megabyte avatars. So I'm going to upload this, and it says the avatar's renders don't have an anchor override set. This can cause flickering and uneven lighting on your avatar in some worlds. Would you like to always be fixed automatically? You can change this in settings, and I'm going to click yes because it'll fix some of the errors, but it's not going to break it to where you can't upload it to VRChat. It's just going to fix some of the lighting, which I consider considerate because you have people that play VRChat that have seizures and that can trigger them. So it's really important that you be conscientious, in my opinion, of you could do whatever you want, but it's important to be conscientious of people and their uh, and their health, um, because you have people of all types in VRChat. So it's important to be conscientious of what the people you are around if you're going in public worlds. You know. So just waiting for it to upload to Windows, and then I'll click Build and Publish, and then it'll upload. And then I just wait for it to upload, and then I want to check it and make sure that it's uploaded. If uh if I went a little fast on certain things, ask me, and I'll add that to when I'm doing my uh Quest compatibility video. I'll go extended into those specific things so I can be slow enough for you to catch it. Not saying you're slow, but I understand being that I've done this for a very long time, some of you may have never touched an avatar in your life, and so I did kind of go through it pretty fast. So if there's any questions about like where certain things are and what certain things mean, ask me, and I'll add that to the video, add that to the next video. Towards the end, I'll sit there and just answer a bunch of questions after I upload the Quest version, which should take about as long as it did here. I will need to change around some of the shaders on that, and then upload it and take off some of the fizzbones, but that's it. I mean, hell, it should have given me an error about the shaders because Poyomi is definitely not Quest compatible by any means. Um, I mean, it would be really, really cool because there's so many levels of emissions and things that you miss on Quest that you simply can't see. And you miss like three-quarters of the beauty of VRChat because of the fact that Quest simply can't handle it. Um, and I feel like there needs to be more Quest compatible things such as Poyomi with extra settings, but I don't know if Quest will ever be able to handle that, except for maybe sometime in the future when it has the capability of handling more. Uh, at the current standing, the Quest 3 has 4 gigs of RAM, I believe, but I'm not positive. It's either 4 or 6. Um, Whereas like a Pico 4, which is also standalone, which can also handle VRChat, has 8. Uh, so Quest isn't the best, but it works. It works well, and it's a cheap way of going about it. But I don't think that Quest will ever be capable of handling what PC is handling. Um, but that's my opinion. The technology is ever expanding, so there may be a point in the future where that's possible. Hell, when I was a kid, VR was a myth. VR was never going to happen when I was a kid, uh, but now it's here, which is amazing. Uh, by far the greatest game system I've ever played, uh, and by far the one that I'll constantly invest in. Um, because there's just so much to it. There's just so much in it. Um, I will, however, if you do want a commission, I'm open for commissions. I'm not pressing for commissions, but uh, I really, really, really like making avatars. Now it's uploaded, so we're gonna see it on VRChat website, and then it'll pop up if you're logged in. It'll pop up to your avatar, and you'll have all of this information on it, which I can make the avatar public. I can force myself to switch the avatar, so when I load in, it's loaded. It tells you its date that's created, and then its update dates, and then you can choose the warnings that it has, like that. But it's safe for work. Um, and so when you get to here, you have it'll tell you whether it's PC or Quest. But because I uploaded it to PC side first, I'm going to have to upload it again separately as Quest and then PC because I will never be able to upload it to Quest because I've uploaded it to PC first, and that's with every single avatar. I don't know why that is. It used to not be like that, but it's just the process of how it's done now. And so then I'm going to create generate imposters, which it'll create imposters for both PC and Quest. Um, and then the imposters, what they do is it makes it to where people can kind of see a loose representation of your avatar in a very grainy form. So it allows people off of PC to be able to kind of see PC compatible avatars, but they're not. It's not great enough to really you can't really see much of anything. You can just see that it exists and kind of like the design of it, but it has no emissions, nothing like that. It cuts all that off. Um, and they're so grainy, it's really hard to actually see it. Um, and then so now it has the imposters. So if I were to turn into that, I everybody that sees me that can't turn it on or won't turn it on will see a version of it. So you can get people to see your avatar without actually seeing it, and it essentially makes it to where your avatar is also your fallback. Um, and then now it's still doing its thing on the generating imposters, but basically I have finished uploading it and it's good to go. I can turn into this avatar, and we'll just give you an example of that. And we're going to go to VRChat. VRChat. We're going to open that. We're going to launch it. And I'm going to have like 3 invites when I get on. But we're just not going to do that right now. Once this is done uploading, or done loading, I will get into VRChat and I will change into the avatar. And then once I'm in the avatar, I like to go to this world called Avatar Testing Chambers, and it has a place where you can test the emissions. It has mirrors, it has 2D mirrors, it has a 3D object of your avatar, and you can walk around it and you can see it from all angles. And the avatar, the avatar that's floating there is you can see your avatar and you can walk around it, and there's a button somewhere in there that I forgot where it was that you can pick it up and move your avatar around, change the size of it, all that. Um, but right now we're loading into VRChat. I do not accept random friend requests or anything like that. Uh, um, so even though you saw my username, don't friend me. I'm just going to click the X on it. Unless you're somebody that I actually meet and talk to, which I'm not asking any of you to talk to me or anything like that. See, I got one. Already got one. Uh, good friends though, good people. Uh, that he's a really good friend. He's nice. He's super nice. Um, damn, you got two of them. I'm gonna respond to him and let him know that I'm making a video. Um, edit. Actually, I'm gonna edit this one because I edited this one. It's not gonna let me for an hour. Wait, what? You can. Whoa, so what? It says 0 minutes. I'm just gonna edit this one because I want to be quick. So making video will hang out after. And so then I'm gonna go out of here. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna press the escape button. Since I'm on PC, I'm going to go to avatars, and now I have this uploaded one. You could see the ones I've previously uploaded. I need to get rid of that one because this one is the updated version of that. This one is going to be eventually be a public, but it has a lot of work that I need to do on it to get it to where I want it to be, and I've been kind of lazy on it. And as you can see, this is a PC only avatar, so only people on PC will be able to see it. I can favorite it and do whatever I need. This was a commission that somebody paid me for. Um, but look, I got this guy. His mouth sync works. I hadn't messed the eye tracking works. Everything works because I used the one that the project that was already open. So I didn't have to do a lot to it. I just had to change around the things that I needed to change around on it to make it work. So I'm going to press R, which will bring up my expression menu, and then I can mess around with this. I forgot to add the menu. So I need to do this. I need to exit out, and I need to go back to here, and I need to go to assets, and I need to go to new Nova menu, go to the inspector, which is in the top left hand corner here, and then I'm going to add controls. I'm going to click plus, and then we're going to change this to a sub menu, and we're going to call this control. And then we're going to just click this, and we are going to go to control, and then we're going to click another one. We're going to call this one customize. Just simply so it's matching. You don't need to have, you can name it whatever you want. I can make this RAR, and it's not going to change anything. It's just I want it to be matching it so I know what it says. And I apparently can't spell. And then I'm going to add one more, which you're adding, you want to add the menus necessary to control your animation. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go GoGo, and GoGoLoco has an icon. So I'm going to choose Go Beyond WD. Go Beyond menu, which Go Beyond menu is for both WD and non-WD. You only need the one, so you don't have, that's the only one you really don't need to search for it. And so then we're going to choose an icon, which we're going to go with go icon GoLoco, which now when I go to upload it, re-upload it, because I forgot the thing that I needed to do. Now it's going to be quote unquote version 2, uh, and it'll upload, and then I need to reload into VRChat and then test and see my animations. Because of the fact that I'm not using Gesture Manager, which Gesture Manager I can simply go into there, but typically you'll go into VRChat and test it there because it may act a little bit different in Unity versus inside of VRChat, which Gesture Manager is really really good. Uh, Mostly, it's just some things it will have an error in VRChat that GoGoLoco won't show, or not GoGoLoco, that Gesture Manager will not show. Um, so we're going to dismiss this message and we're going to reload VRChat again. Um, and then when it loads, I'm going to have to change into a different avatar and change back. Um, because it won't be the updated version, it'll be the version that I didn't update. Uh, so I have to change into another avatar and change back. So it'll re-update the avatar in VRChat. I'm not doing VR, so I'm exiting VR. And I want to be quick about this because my computer is not exactly the most happy with me. I'm getting 140 frames. Jesus Christ, why do I have so many frames? So we're going to switch from you, change into avatar. This is my personal avatar that I've made. I made myself like a nice little raccoon Nova, and I wanted to make it funny, so I did did the fizz bones in the tongue the way I did, and now it looks like it bleps every once in a while, and it's really cute. So I did it that way because I wanted it to be a little bit cute. Uh, and so this one I haven't done anything to. The tongue naturally is doing has fizz bones on the avatar, but because I removed them when I was making it quest compatible, I removed too many fizz bones, and so I had to put them back on. And I didn't write down the information for the settings of it, so then I had to like kind of guess. So I just kind of put in my own settings, and then it turned into something funny. See, now we got GoGoLoco, which now we're going to test and see if that works. So it works. Look at that. Look at that. I can fly. Whee! All right. So now that's good. And then we're going to test what happens usually when you do it with the non-WD, it'll break your original animation. So all of these little things where it says remove main, you can't do it will break them. It will make it to where you can turn them off and you can't turn them back on. And when that happens, you will have to reset your avatar every single time you want the hair or want anything back on. The blush, for some reason, always is on initially because the way it is. So what you can do is you can create uh, a new toggle using the toggle manager, and then you just replace the animations that are on that with your blush animations. And you'll name it something different than blush because when you have two of the same parameters, it will give you an error and will complain because it's like, hey, what are you doing? You're not you can't have two of the same thing because I don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't know which one I don't know which one to click because they're the same. To me, they're the same. That's what your computer will say, and then it'll think that both of them they're the same thing. And so VRChat has a thing where it will protect you from doing that. Uh, and so I can turn that off, turn it on, and it's all fine and dandy. This floor height makes it to where your tail can go underneath the ground. So when you turn it to 100, it's compatible with GoGoLoco, and I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So I'm laying back and my tail is through the floor, right? But if I don't have the floor height at 100%, my tail is going to be up in my face, and if you break your animations, that'll be like that, and then you'll be stuck with your tail in your face, and you'll constantly have to fight it to get it to be where you want it to be. So you'll have to deal with that. Anyway, that was uploading a PC version of the Nova. Um, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer every single one of them, even if I have to make like a 2-hour video. I don't care how many questions there are. If there are multiple questions that basically represent the same thing, I'll list all of those questions. If they're different, if they're worded different or asked differently, but they mean the same thing, I will explain how they mean the same thing as well. But thank you for watching the first video I made on a tutorial, and I hope that it helped you sufficiently enough to understand enough about uploading to at least PC, specifically with the NOVABEAST. Every avatar is very different. You're going to face different challenges with every single avatar. Some will have certain errors, some will have errors you've never seen before. I've had avatars where I had errors that I've never seen before, nor could I find anything on how to fix them. And so that's why I kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video because enough people have come to me asking me for help on how to make and do the NOVABEAST that I feel that this was necessary because I simply don't have the time to teach every single person that asks me. And I would love to. So it'll be easier for me to have this video up and I can just reference this. So I will, I'm gonna wait a little time so I can see who has any questions, and then I'll make a video. I have no video schedule whatsoever. It's more of just like as I feel. Um, I made this so that I can help more people out without having to sit down and go individual and be able to actually make shit work. Um, but anyway, until next time.